A lot of you have been writing into me asking for baby and toddler recipes, and I was happy to oblige. In my new cookbook, Cook Ahead, I have a whole chapter for babies, toddlers and small children. And this particular recipe, which is a pumpkin risotto, was a real favourite for my baby Louie, so I'm going to share it with you. First, in a pot, we're going to add a little bit of olive oil. Just a small amount, and we're going to fry off 1 onion. Now, the base of this basic risotto is pumpkin and carrot, but there's no reason why you can't add other vegetables to this. Zucchini is delicious. You could add some potato. Sweet potato is also great. So just frying off that onion just to sweat off. We don't need too much colour at all. And this is not your traditional risotto where you have to tend to the pot, not move away from it, and cook the rice first. In actual fact, I'm making a pumpkin soup and adding the rice at the end, and it works just as well. So into the onions, we're going to add some butternut pumpkin. I'm using half, and I've just peeled it and cut it into big chunks. We're going to coat that in our onions. And I like to add a carrot to this because it is so sweet. We know that carrot's going to take longer to cook, so we'll just cut that into thin rounds, and that can go in at the same time. And to this, I'll add some tomato paste, just stir that in to cook it off. And I'm going to add some salt now, but if you're cooking it for babies, of course, just leave the salt out. That also goes for the stock. You want a low sodium stock, or stock that has no salt at all in it, and in with that. Now, you do want this to be quite a thin soup. You want it to be thin because we're going to add lots of rice to it, so that's going to thicken it up. And you don't necessarily have to use stock for this. In fact, you get the pure essence of the carrot and the pumpkin if you just use water, so it's totally up to you. Okay, we're going to bring this up to the boil, lid on, and cook this until the vegetables are tender. Once they're tender, just use a stick blender until it's perfectly smooth. Okay, the soup is ready, and as you can see, it's a very thin consistency. That's what we're after because we're going to add our rice. Now, I'm going to be using some arborio rice. You could use any short grain rice. The point of the short grain rice is it's super starchy, so it's going to make this really creamy. And we want to keep an eye on this. The rice is going to take about 15 to 20 minutes to cook. And then we can just allow that to cook away until the rice is al dente. So I like this version because I don't have to stand there like a regular risotto, constantly stirring and agitating the pan. This we can leave, check it from time to time just to make sure it's not sticking, and then it'll be ready. Alright, this beautiful risotto / pumpkin soup has come together. This is the perfect consistency. Not too thick, not too thin, and that rice is well cooked. Now, to finish it off, I'm adding about half a cup of freshly grated parmesan cheese. You could leave this out if you like. You could also add a knob of butter here. And you can see this makes a big batch and it freezes really well. So I'm going to serve up generous portion of this for me. You see that? Looks like the real deal risotto without all the effort. And I'm going to finish this off with just a small pinch of nutmeg. You could actually put this through the soup. And I'm serving mine with a dollop of natural yoghurt. You could also add some sour cream or some creme fraiche and a little extra parmesan cheese over the top. There you go, one of Louie's favourite dishes. Still to this day, he loves this. It's comfort in a bowl. It's nutritious, healthy, and the best thing about it is you can make it ahead of time, pop it in the freezer. When you want a quick meal, it's ready to go.